Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Amabel Goes to Forex School Total War Warham Edition. Right as I said that, my whole left monitor turned off for like 3 seconds, and it's back now. And it's not the game monitor, so we're gonna keep recording, but that was weird. That
Okay.
has me a little
Yeah.
nervous.
Teacher,
Again,
I have a
my
question.
computer is a little my computer's a little
Haunted?
haunted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know we worked out in between this episode and last episode. We worked out sort of like what your question was getting at, and I know you want to ask that. I want to make sure that I mention too that I have a thing I want to talk about pursuant to the evolution of the design over the course of the Total War Warhammer games. That is also kind of prompted by some stuff that we were talking about last episode, and I'm mentioning that now just so that you remember to remind me after your question. And with that, let's get going here.
Okay.
And Annabelle, hey student,
Yeah. Yes.
what's up? What's your question? What do you got?
Ahem.
Ahem.
Can I go to the bathroom? No. Question is, I've written it down.
Yes.
Do you think players in the Forex and adjacent spaces would tolerate a game in which the tactical scaffolding used to build their internal position and strategy, that is, the types of buildings, units, and technologies available to them in a given playthrough, were randomized? For example, perhaps drawn from a wider pool specific to their faction.
Or like Great Western Trail style.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
That
for those who are
also.
not familiar, in Great Western Trail, every game there are 10 buildings that you can build, but the buildings are two-sided tiles. Each side has an A and a B, and they have different things on them. And before each game, you randomize the set, and then everybody plays with the same arrangement. So you might have like 5 of them on the A side and 5 of them on the B side or whatever. But so
And each
it adds
numbered
some
building.
significant variety
Yeah.
to the game setup, but in a way where everybody knows ahead of time. There's randomness, but everybody knows ahead of time what everybody has, and yeah,
Because a big part of Great Western Trail, I think, and a lot of Euro style board games of the kind of combinatorial get bonuses kind of thing is constructing a path through the space,
yeah,
constructing a strategy based on the setup variants.
yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I think that if you start doing that, you're gonna very quickly get into territory where people are eager to call your game something else.
Okay.
That is the thing I have never seen in a 4X game, and I think if you did that, you would start to get. I don't know if that alone would get people calling your game, referring to your game as something other than a 4X, but I think you're tinkering with one of the walls there.
Yeah, so I guess part of Forex School is figuring out what are the
Where are the
walls
walls? Yeah, for
and
sure.
and and how many of the walls are actually necessary and how many of them are there just because they've always been there.
Why? What do you mean by necessary? Right? Like,
Structurally necessary. Like if you remove that wall, does it cease to be a house?
right? Again,
Yeah.
necessary meaning what? Right? Because like, there's does it completely cease to function as a game? Which I think you're not going to see a lot of that scale of reaction, right? It's
Yeah.
gonna be hard to break things that badly, but like,
But boy, sure seven
what is
tried.
necessary for people to still recognize it and treat it as a 4X, I think is a different
Yeah.
question, a different set of things. So we are, I think, going to go ahead and Fortress City
Yeah.
as soon as we can, but this requires a tier 3 plus province capital, and that's going to be a little while. Next turn, we will have enough growth to start building our first one of those in the Isle of the Crimson Skull. So we'll do that there. Even though I don't think the Isle of the Crimson Skull is a place where it's particularly needed. We're so much further away from getting to tier 3 everywhere else, and I just want to get more tokens and start flipping them.
Yeah. What it does need is a good guitar solo.
The Isle of the Crimson
I all
Skull.
the Yeah.
Be- Because you think the name sounds like a song, or I'm sorry, I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, it was just in the core of the Crimson King.
Okay. So
You have a question.
on our objective list, yeah, well, we got to start thinking about
Okay.
what is next. We finished our midterm objective for this side of the world. So on our objectives list, of course, we need to construct some astromantic relay buildings.
Right.
And Hexoatl is one of our locations. So is it time to go fight the lizard men? Right
Yes.
now, they don't seem to have a lot of allies. I just checked them on the diplomatic map.
Fight lizards. Fight.
All right, okay. So if we're gonna fight these lizards, their land, yeah, it looks like this. They have 5 settlements. That's gonna be these ones. Something up here, I imagine. And maybe something up here, or maybe 2 settlements in this. I'm trying to remember. I think there are 2 settlements over here, and maybe another one there. So maybe they don't own the whole peninsula. And then it does kind of look like this is the same yellow over the border here as this. So maybe they own this thing up there. So they're not necessarily huge, but they are strength rank 25 to R85. So it's going to be uphill for sure. They don't currently. They are technically like aligned with the forces of order in a broad sense, but they don't they don't currently have a lot of allies, and we might be able to gather a lot of the other order people kind of to our side through trade before they would ever, like, this is a moment of at the very least diplomatic weakness for him, I think. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just I'm not going to declare this turn, I don't think. Because I don't think we're on the clock to do so, and I think our army needs a turn of rest.
The Jade Dragon.
But once we do declare, I think the path is, I think it's as simple as just walk up here and take the Maku Peaks. And then try to push Hexoatl from that side. There's another path that runs up here, but Hexoatl, one of Hexoatl's great defensive qualities is this completely impassable jungle mountain to the south of it. It's actually kind of a huge pain in the ass to get to. So yeah, let's take 1 turn of friendly replenishment here, friendly settlement replenishment. I think the same is true with the other lord before we make any moves at all. 1 more turn of local settlement replenishment seems wise. And then these guys, they took the Bridge of Heaven. So they have half of our province and then all of their own, and I'm a little concerned about fighting them.
The dragon-blooded.
We'll see. We'll see how things go. I don't think I want to spend. We could commit to spending 2 turns here and get 4 or 5 armies out of it instead of local recruitment in Celestial Riverlands is really poor. Maybe that's the thing to do because we're like pretty desperate for troops. Yeah, let's just hang out here. Let's just get bodies. Okay. So you're all hanging out for a turn. You're waiting a turn until you're ready to build. One of our caravan masters is leveling up and we're taking better scales. Okay. Because we did win that battle. We are unfortunately taking attrition damage here in this high chaos corruption area. And then I think beyond that we are ready to move on. So the thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, we talked. You mentioned like not really thinking about the 3 games as 3 different things and sort of like the progression that existed there. And I do want to talk a little bit about how sort of interesting it was to watch them come out, actually, because we were talking about how impressive it is and how cool it is that they're really willing to get quite wild with the differences between the factions. But when Total War Warhammer 1 came out, while it represented a pretty big swing relative to like a Total War Shogun or something, with every faction actually having a totally different roster, and you know, obviously like the existence of a magic system.
But a functionary.
Yeah.
You want military access? I'm into it. I like positive treaties with Marcus Wolfhart. The 4 factions were actually like, they were nowhere near as different and interesting as factions are now. Even those 4 factions are now. They were much more sort of conservative with diving off of the formula. Like,
That makes sense. Yeah.
it was clear they were afraid to get loose, and we've seen them loosen up more and more over time. What are you guys doing? Valanduil, are you at war with Marcus Wolfhart, maybe? And then over time, you know, this is a thing you love about computer games, you're always sort of floored by. Over time, they have adjusted things a lot, and they've gone back and fully reworked pretty much all of the factions that exist in the game. At this point, some of those first game factions have received multiple large-scale reworks. And now they are much more different and sort of in an mechanically ambitious way, much more different from each other. But it was interesting to watch the process of them having to sort of like slowly open up. The leap between Total War Warhammer 1 and Total War Warhammer 2 was really quite tremendous. So, disharmony of stone and steel. The winds blow ill, and your soldiers suffer a great imbalance. They rage as if possessed, claiming to see enemies all around, screeching to dispense the Emperor's justice. The herbalists claim to have even glimpsed flickering flame behind their eyes. So we can send them all to the Dragon River. Upon bathing in those sacred waters, not only will their fire be dimmed, but the spirit dragon will have their ancestors bear witness to their ugly fury, and in their shame, they will know harmony once more. That seems insane. And then we get a construction cost down for yin buildings nationwide. Or we can send everybody to mandatory meditation. If the fury cannot be quenched, perhaps it can be mastered. Breathing exercises will calm them until the next battle, and there they can unleash their rage upon deserving targets. 10% charge bonus for all armies. This is an interesting event.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay 1,500 gold, is the way I'm going to resolve that. We'll get a bonus if we confederate somebody. You know, we'll see. I'll try. Everybody else is confederating. It's the cool thing to do. All right, we're getting control bonuses on our lords for spending time in settlements with low control. Win 10 battles with any single hero character, and we have one who's won 8 already. That's a very doable quest. So, Heaven's Flash is like a flashbang, basically. Bonus damage up for missile units. The Chelonian stance gives 25 armor for peasant longspearmen and 4 defense. Interesting. The Dragon Emperor has seen countless species rise and fall, and can teach us much of them. The ancient Chelonian turtles possess nigh unbreakable shells. This we can recreate with wood and steel. Yeah, we're using, at this point, still a lot of peasant longspearmen, so
All Cathay will thank us.
let's go ahead and get them some coverage so that they can help continue to help cover our archers.
Approach, but know this.
You're only at war with Bordello. And Bordello is there. I don't have any idea what Valanduil is doing. He's behaving very strangely. Dark elves are like that.
Master of the meteor winds.
You know, they're just strange creatures.
March for your rations.
Okay, Maku does not appear to have anybody in it. We don't quite have the movement necessary to actually attack.
It is my
So we'll just step up here and wait a turn.
Of the celestial.
Over here we have the New World colonies, which is technically a subfaction of the Empire. One of them Imperials. Not at war with Hexoatl, but I believe they and Hexoatl do not like each other. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up at war. They may end up being a valuable ally for us, as much as it perhaps rankles
Siblings of army.
to take on such a nakedly colonialist force as an ally. It's not ideal.
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys are doing your thing for one more turn, right? Is that a naval? No, okay, it's just, I think it's just decoration. I was going to say, that kind of looks like a naval point of interest, but I'd be surprised if you could get into that body of water. Huh. Greasus Goldtooth the Ogre King wants a trade agreement. He wants me to pay him $22.50 to get it started. But, and you can see he's going to get much more money out of it than we will because he's got these fancy spices. But it's still valuable, and he's not actually at war with anybody. You know what? I'll do it. We have the money laying around. That might be a valuable link to forge. We can see our caravan is over here by Tretch Craven, this area that we were in at the end of last game. So we're seeing some familiar sights. You get away from that caravan. Don't you dare. Because they can. I think they can just attack, armies can just attack the caravan as it rolls by. Not without consequence, necessarily, but they sure can do it. And I certainly don't think that that caravan force has a chance of standing up to a full-size army. Maybe a full-size army of low-tier Skaven units. Okay, I guess there is going to be a Bordello Dark Elf standoff here, just north of Spectazuma for whatever reason. Very strange stuff. So hey, Amabel, you're awfully quiet.
Yeah, I'm just I'm observing,
Okay.
and I'm trying to think of something smart to say.
I'm a little surprised to see a Skaven army inside this territory. Let me go take a look at them real quick. Okay. Caravan encounter. We found cargo. A rival's caravan is spotted, dragged off the road, and wrecked. There are no signs of the lost crew. Eaten is the guide's guess. However, there is cargo in the debris. All agree it's best to take what can be carried and move on. So we can take it and use it to replenish our forces significantly, or we can take it to sell. I'm going to take it mostly because I'm curious if, can we do 1,200 of 1,000, or is our caravan carry capacity a loading capacity or a total carrying capacity? Recruit an Astromancer to get a bonus to Astromancers for 16 turns. That seems fine and sensible, I guess.
I have a question about the missions, the quests you get. Do they expire if you don't do them within a certain number of turns, or they just are always
Not
there?
usually.
Okay, that's really interesting because
Some of them will say so explicitly.
I've been playing a little
Yeah,
bit.
it does look like he's at 1,000, just hanging there.
I've been playing a little bit of the Total War Pharaoh, and there when I'm given a mission, I have to do it within so many turns, and so it's a different kind of pressure, Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
Eye of the Emperor.
but those are probably different kinds of missions, right? Not just like general development missions. Like here, it's just trying. They're using the mission system as a sort of like tutorial, where it's like,
Yeah.
great, now get a province. Now upgrade your city center.
I mean, it will be stuff like get a province that has this kind of resource in it, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so we just declared war on the lizard men. I want to be careful to state here that I think this is a dangerous thing to have done for a couple of reasons. First of all, they are, mathematically a superior foe. You mind if I just chomp this little settlement real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Their strength rank is much higher. They have more armies than we do. We're going to have to pull off some shenanigans somewhere along the line here to take them down. The other thing is, lizard men are they're a pretty scary force to fight. Their troops are strong in ways that are going to be difficult, I think, for us. They have a lot of physical toughness and a lot of HP. And it comes down a lot to like what this particular force is going to be made of, but I am definitely worried. So you are a subterranean, ruin-dwelling opportunist. You're at war with the Jade Custodians. Interesting. And the Eastern River Lords. I don't really know what your deal is or why you have a full stack of troops right next to my territory. You have one settlement somewhere, but it's underneath somebody else's settlement, probably. Well...
Shaper of the Eight Winds.
What does your army look like? Can we see? So it looks like what we can see is clan rats and Skaven slaves. And they came from up here.
The great horned rat favors Mimi.
They're-
Together we seek your demise.
They're probably planning on attacking us. I really can't. I don't know what I think is happening here. So maybe they're coming down just to harass the Jade Custodians. And the thing is, I would love to get bought into the battle against the Jade Custodians by another force, but I can't guarantee that these guys wouldn't then just attack us once we leave with our army. And also, being seen trading stuff and making friends with this rat clan is likely to negatively impact our reputation with like everybody all around us, right? I'm sure nobody wants these dudes around. Now, they have this army here that looks pretty weak and is in march mode. So it's extremely likely, I think, that we could just fall upon them and destroy them. Trivially. But they own one settlement and we don't know where it is, and it's likely to be underground. It's likely to be beneath a settlement, which is to say beneath someone else's settlement. And if it is, we don't really have a way of dealing with that. So if we did declare war on them, I might be opening myself up to a front that we can't close. Because I have no ability necessarily to track them down. I think for our long-term safety, the best thing is just to kill them. And I think we can probably do it right now. I think they've opened themselves up to it. But I don't like where it puts us in terms of the safety of pushing on to the custodians afterward. What do you think? Should we just risk it? Just leave them alone and see what happens? Because I would love to focus on, grabbing the rest of this mountain territory.
I mean, let's just see what happens. Let's do what we're gonna do, and
All
then if they're gonna cause a problem, then we take care of it. But
okay, so I need 50 campaign movement range to enter high range stance, but I think we probably want to just get all the way out here. Well, I can afford to make the walk. I'm trying to make sure that we can reach Bridge of Heaven next turn.
Sent by our
But since we can't attack this turn, we may as well step short, go into encampment mode, and recruit one more unit, right?
Okay.
And we're still close to Baleful Hills if Cyanlet wants to make a thing of it. It's got me a little nervous. We don't see any lizard men armies. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. I think when it comes time to actually fight the lizard men, we're going to find ourselves hard pressed to get through the toughness of a large lizard based army. The Temple of Kara has been burned down in some kind of special way, it looks like. Or I guess that's... They're burning it down over time? I don't know. That was another Chaos-aligned faction, so who knows what manner of evil they're up to. Yeah, you guys better get over there and start playing some defense. So we were delivering to Karaza Karak, weren't we? This should be...
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to have all this money and kind of like no ability to spend it, really. Our ability to channel money into things is like we're pretty bottlenecked.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Jade Custodians showing us that they have an army in 3/4 in close proximity, ready to fuck us up. Clan Krizor, what is your deal? Please just run across my territory. Okay, I have no idea what they're doing, but they're not attacking us. I was kind of hoping they were just like trying to laser focus on the Jade Custodians, and then we could take some advantage of the chaos, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, the Burning Wind Nomads have been obliterated. Cathayan factions dying all over. Khufu did run his caravan thing. Ooh. You strike a
that's
deal with the
neat.
Engineering Guild. The money is good, but you're also left with an item you did not bargain for. They gave us a unit of gyrocopters and the Angkor chain. That's pretty sick. A unit of gyrocopters for the trade company.
Yeah.
Research technologies to get things. I sure will.
So that trade company's going to be out for...
Yep, so they're marching back to the capital, and in the meantime, we can get Jishem Bai Li back out. And this we probably want to run like way out into the Empire, avoiding pretty much all of the roads we've used before, I imagine. Yeah, it seems like Marienburg is the winner here in terms of raw value. Journey time is long, but it's gonna take us through a bunch of territory we've not seen, which I think is useful at least.
Yeah.
Go for it. I believe in you.
wind shape.
So, we know that they have a full army somewhere over here.
Mm-hmm.
There is merit in this.
Leader
The
of
garrison of the Bridge of Heaven is 2 peasant archers, 2 jade warriors, and 3 units of long spearmen. The army defending it, we can't quite get a read on them, but they're We can see some Jade Warriors. We can see a Lord who is level 5 and has some red skills. So his combat stats will probably be pretty okay.
Lord of Yin and Yang.
We can likely win this fight. We can almost certainly win this fight. All this guy's dudes are tired, and we will win that fight. But we know there is another army of another full stack. And we know that they just left from the Bridge of Heaven, so we know they're within one turn of returning to it. So maybe what we should do here is... I really wish we had access to hero units. Let's get this upgraded. Because I need scouting. I just need more information, you know?
Pride of all
Yeah.
Cathay.
Okay. For some armies, the channeling stance will sometimes give you improved awareness or stuff. We are not one of those factions.
Wherever Cathay needs me.
Step down to here. Can I see anything? I cannot. Okay, so we could just encampment mode here, spend another turn recruiting, see what's what. Obviously, like, we'll miss our opportunity to attack Rang Shengguan when he's tired.
I greet you with the dragon's authority, friend.
Do you think we should just pounce him?
I mean, you have to do it eventually, right? It's
No.
No.
No, this is not.
You
No.
want to do it eventually,
I mean, I want more territory. We need, territory is good.
and the territory's there.
And the territory here is like it's nestled against the edge of the map mountains. It's like actually got its back against something. This would be this little valley that's very hard for other people to take from us.
I mean, that seems like a good.
Could just
I
be
think
it could
it's a
just
good
be the
thing to take.
breadbasket of our empire. Yeah, the downside is just like if we do this and his other army is right here, then they run in and slaughter us on the turn before we recover. And then we're in the awkward position of them having an army right here ready to attack while we have nothing to defend with.
Yeah, I mean
Celestial
that's
ancestors.
there's a risk involved.
Because we don't know exactly where that one army went to. I really wish we had a hero that we could get scouting intel from. It's possible that they went like in march mode far enough away that they can't return and attack.
Master of Feng Shi.
Go ahead and do
I'm
it.
gonna declare.
Warrior of the dragon.
I'm not gonna have Clan Kriz or Bias in because I don't want to be seen entreating with Skaven.
You are lit.
All right, let's see if this turns out to be a horrible play.
Shaper of the Eight Winds.
I'm gonna shape your 8 wins downward. Okay, we're being told we're gonna have a valiant defeat here. I don't necessarily think I agree with that. So they've got a unit of Nangao Grenadiers. Unit carries an unusually high amount of ammunition. There was 16 grenades, so with some flashbangs. The thing is, they have Jade Warriors where we are peasants. They don't have a lot of Jade Warriors, but they have some, and all that armor and stuff helps. But what we have instead is ogres. And like pretty fancy armor. They got a unit of birds, they got a unit of horses. I think we can handle this, but I think it's gonna hurt. And like I say, if that other army comes back on us while we're weak, we're just dead. Right? So, and I think the thing is, like, I think we do want to occupy this. I don't think we want to sack it and run because we're trying to get control of it. We're trying to reduce their territory. This is gonna be a nightmare, Amabel.
I disagree. I think it's gonna be a pleasant lullaby,
Yeah.
a sweet dream.
Well, somebody's gonna have sweet dreams. Okay, they have the high ground. That's fun.
Remember, you're trading from Thief. The low ground is what you want to win, famously.
Not with bows, it's not. That's a sword fighting technique, Amabel.
That's right. Yeah, but bows, it takes like 8 arrows to take care of one guy anyway. So I feel like you got this.
It's gonna take such a long time to kill anyone with a bow, yeah. Yeah, no, this really this really sucks that they're able to start on top of the defensive position. You know, defending as they are. It's almost like they built that settlement up there for a reason.
Crazy.
Crazy. So, we gotta figure out how to best take advantage of our ogres. We gotta remember that the fact that they have a bunch of Jade Warriors actually might be bad for them as far as fighting the ogres goes, because they don't have spears. Alright. I'm gonna push us to this, like, to the side here. Since they lined up so wide, and try to just, like, get a lot of archers in. I don't know. Try to get a lot of archers in against fewer of their units.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're a spellcaster. You are 60 attack, 55 defense. You're not a bad fighter for sure. And being near the melee is critical. This -8 attack on this star metal plate is going to be huge. It's going to be a big, big part of how this goes down. Can I see their lord is... Yeah, their lord is just a sword infantry unit on back. He's just a celestial general. Alright. I really, really, really don't like having to approach them like this. But I do think it behooves us to move quickly. Oh, I tried to change my selection there and it didn't change. I don't like this one unit thinking it needs to be in front of the other ones. That's terrible. Okay. I don't know where these ogres are gonna... Yeah, I don't know where it makes sense for the ogres, to be honestly. We do not want to be doing uphill charges. So, we have 2 spells. Jade Shield, which we've seen on our lord, and then also a Dragon's Breath, that is like the ability that the lion has. It's just like it's spreading cone of fire. It might be pretty good. It might be pretty good against them in this case. Okay, interesting. They're backing up a lot of their forces. They're trying to build themselves a better conclave, a better concave for us to have to walk into. But the way they've done it, I'm just going to let my units move out here the way I've ordered them to move out, the way they've done it, I think we're going to probably just eat that unit of peasant long spears for free with our bows.
Okay.
But let's let everyone get in position. Let's not get crazy until we are ready to respond to their nonsense. What's up?
Just I'm just watching the battle slowly unfold. They're definitely not in any hurry to engage with it. But why would they be? You know, if they got the high
timer,
ground.
yeah, the timer's on me.
Yeah.
They theoretically can just stand there all day and win. So yeah, why would they do anything else, right?
Yeah.
This way.
Now it does seem like they've hung one of their units out to dry here. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'll gladly take it if it's being offered.
Spears! Shen Yang's faithful.
Order and harmony.
Yeah, very strange. Very strange play.
Archers! Whatever is required.
Please do not chase. Okay, permanent breakage.
Fight as one!
Those guys are next. No, actually, those guys are next. And let's get the rest of the spears up to support positions on that. The thing is, actually, let me kind of spread y'all back out real quick. I don't like how yeah, I don't like how clumped up we're getting. This will make it easier for the spears to be able to play defense as well. And the ogres honestly might get rotated around even further. We'll see. We just want to make sure the ogres have a chance to throw a decent charge.
Yeah.
Okay, are they retreating further up the hillside? Changing their shape at the very least. Okay, we're in a. Are they approaching now? I think. Okay, I think they think the fight.
Okay.
The time for the fight has occurred.
Seeking Cathay's foes.
Interesting. They're actually just going to charge the ogres. Well, I'm going to let these ogres shoot them as they approach. And I guess I'm going to fan the ogres out. These are just normal peasants. Yeah. I don't think this is a good idea.
No, you know, this reminds me a little bit of the Battle of Hastings. Because at the Battle of Hastings, Harold Godwinson, King of England, was on a hill, was on Senlac Hill, near Hastings, and was attacked by the Normans. And if he just had stayed on that hill all day, I think he would have been all right. But then they decided to come charge. There was no reason for these guys to come charge you. Come down the hill. Down is not the direction they want to go.
Oh well, down is
you
the
to
direction
be
they're
coming
going,
up.
whether they like it or not.
Well, that's true, but you know, if you were in a reverse position where you were set up on a hill like this, and you had another army coming at you, there are circumstances where you would come and meet them, or try to delay their advance, but you wouldn't do this.
No, this is baffling. Yeah, see now they've lost these horses for no reason.
What if the reason is they didn't like the horses? This reminds me
That
of
happens,
Battle
I
of Frederick
suppose.
the Great. In one of Frederick the Great's battles, his favorite unit, his favorite dragoons, were in a quite a bit of trouble, and the other cavalrymen
They
saw
jumped and they
that.
couldn't figure out how to get down.
It's a different.
Pretty funny
The other cavalrymen saw that they were getting chewed up and having this problem, and they said, "Well, you know, they're the king's favorite. Let's let them stew a little bit." Which that's not a fun time.
Resentment among your forces is rough.
Yeah, you want to avoid that, and I understand why this game doesn't really replicate that, as far as I can see. But I do feel like an element of army management that you almost never see reflected in any game, whether it's tabletop or a computer game, is stuff like that. Is like the internal politics
Yeah.
of holding an army together.
I think what I'm going to do here is advance. So, like, this is tricky, right? If we put our spears up in front of our archers to just hold against the downhill charge, then that puts our spears in range of their archers without our archers necessarily becoming in range of anything. So I've decided what I'm going to do is just run the archers up and hard focus. I'm going to try to burn down their units one by one as fast as I can with focused fire, while using the peasants to just kind of hold the Jade Warriors. We're going to finish dealing with this little distraction down here, and then we're going to hopefully have the ogres available to sweep the flank, and then we'll see how things work out in practice. And we got to remember the Lord has got to stay close to the melee combat. It's critically important. Also, I'm going to do some fire breathing. Yeah, fuck you. I got wizards.
My chosen place! To battle!
Okay, I stopped their lord by running my lord into it, but we should really get some horses on this thing as quickly as possible. All right, the crowmen are just about broken. And I think we can probably leave. Well, you guys are coming down to fight these long spears. I guess that's fine. All right, so we're reducing their melee as quickly, or reducing their archers as quickly as we can. I'm just gonna match melee to melee here, and we're gonna try to use our lord's various abilities to make this melee situation hold, even though in theory it should be very difficult for Jade Warriors to lose to peasants. We don't need them to win, we just need them to live long enough, right?
Right.
All right, go. Come on. Oh, that's right. They're not going to break. They're elementals.
It pleases the dragons. Without hesitation.
I forgot about that. Okay, you guys go get them. You guys get up the hill and do some flank firing, and let's start casting spells. So first things first. Melee attack up. Does it matter who I cast this on in particular? I guess I'll throw it on these guys. We got the
Okay.
enemy lord sort of trapped in their grasp. I'm gonna re-aim the range to these grenade dudes that are moving up, and then after the ability goes off, we'll also be casting spells here. You guys should also just be strong, be tough, never falter. Let's breathe some fire up here. Wow, that does some pretty okay damage, actually. Yeah, the Grenadiers are not standing up to that level of ranged fire very well. Ogres made the charge into the ranged. Grenadiers are running, so focus up. Archers are a little closer to the melee than I might like. Not much to be done about it, sadly. All right, the peasant horsemen came back and embarrassed themselves and hopefully will permanently break on this one. Okay, 7 seconds before we can fire a new spell.
The old world is our dish. The more calls.
Get up there.
Bring us meat. Crunch their skull.
All right, breaking another unit of archers. Focus, focus.
Zhang faithful. For the Emperor.
Fortune and food.
Yep, their lord has decided that fighting these spears actually was a bad plan. Would have thought.
Yep.
Their archer units are looking pretty clubbed up, pretty fucked. Seen a lot of archers seeing the other archers surrender. So I'm gonna direct this next dragon breath just down the melee line.
Okay.
Maybe start it a little bit further back, actually. Like right here. That looks like it'll do some pretty damage.
Yeah.
Not bad, not
Yes,
bad.
That's extremely pretty. That's
Do you disagree?
what a sweetheart.
What?
What is so cute.
You're making fun of me, but I don't know why.
I'm not making fun of you.
These guys are de-wavering. Re-waver them.
You said it might do some pretty damage,
Yeah.
and I just was
You didn't think so? Are you arguing with the
commenting on
aesthetics
the
of my...
aesthetic quality of that damage. I was
Okay, because it
without-
sounds... Can I tell you what I think is going on? What it sounds to me like is going on here? It
Yeah.
sounds to me like you think I misspoke, but I said what I meant to say.
Oh no, I know you did.
Okay. Why are these horses back? Can somebody please... Y'all don't have to box up before you fire. You can just fire. There we go. There's the permanent break. Assholes. All right, now shoot at their lord.
I mean, I feel this definitely was not a
Man-eaters.
they said it was going to be a defeat, and they definitely were wrong. You were correct. The computer should just take your word for it, really.
Ready to rule.
I've always thought that. So somewhat unfortunately, we have now just kind of like expended the winds of magic in this area.
Beasts that way.
We're not really getting any additional fire here. So our wizard lord is now pretty much out of wizard.
Praise the dragon.
Okay, one of my archer units got pretty fucked up. I tried to conduct maneuvers. This is the price I pay. Okay, these units are mostly retreating and kind of like keeping each other retreating. So I think we can pull the ogres down the hill. Do some splash
Okay.
damage here. Like this, I'm calling splash damage because of the way the ogres are, because of the aesthetics of the way the ogres are going to hit them. You'll see what I mean. It's going to look like a big splash. Let the man-eaters just fire into the backsides of the enemy troops, and they can figure out how they want to deal with that on their own. Here comes that big ugly ogre charge.
Descendant of dragons!
Who is taking the most damage in service of the Emperor? You.
I shape the winds!
See?
Yeah.
Wind and fire!
Born of dragons!
I'm gonna try to move my lord inward a little bit. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say we're seeing more wavering than I would like, and I'm not using my leadership aura very well. I've had our lord sort of sequestered at the edge of the battle for a lot of it. I don't know what it was exactly about that battle layout that had the auto resolver convinced that we were going to lose it.
Yeah, because you won that rather handedly, I thought.
That seemed to me like a pretty clean win. Look at that, 223 kills on the dual weapon ogre bulls, just bouncing from unit of archers to unit of archers, consuming everything in their way. So that's knocked him down to, as far as we are aware, a single stack of troops. We don't know exactly what is in that army, but given what he had in this army, we can at least extrapolate about his tech level. If we get a turn to heal up inside of our new territory, then I think we're going to be okay. If he shows up before we are healed up with a full stack of troops like this, I think it's going to be pretty dicey. But the ogres came out of it in pretty good shape. Most of our archers are intact. Our lord took very little damage. So I don't know. Maybe we could win a second fight. A lot comes down to the composition of that, the precise composition of that army, I think.
Yeah.
Also,
Well done.
not to break my arm patting myself on the back or anything, but I do think a significant portion of that came down to me catching the Nangao Grenadiers as they were moving up, because they could certainly have pulled a lot more than 10 kills.
Ben!
Yeah, I think you did an excellent job
Thank you.
tactically with that battle.
Junshu gets her horse, which actually is probably going to be very helpful for her. On horseback, she has a 55-point charge bonus. Not bad at all. And let's grab... So, Strength of Young gives a 24% damage bonus to our units whenever I cast a spell for 13 seconds. That seems like a thing we should pick up right away.
Okay.
And then we got Jade Shield, of course, that we can improve. Wall of Wind and Fire. Medium
that
forward
sounds-
moving area of effect is just damage. It's not
Yeah.
so different from the damage thing we have already. Or Stone Ground Stance. Expert charge defense, leadership, a mass bonus. Okay, that's probably not where we are. So I guess I probably will pick up Wall of Wind and Fire.
A gift from
Okay.
my ancestors.
I just want to move forward along my spell line, you know.
Yeah.
While we're here, we can be recruiting. Let's just get another unit in. Do I need more? Let's bring more ranged. And Yuanbo is ready to move forward from the Maku Peaks.
The celestial command.
How's everybody else doing? You have enough growth to gain another building in one of these other settlements. I think we should probably go ahead and level these both up to level 2.
Okay.
You know, the 0 to 1 population point is cheaper than the 1 to 2, which is cheaper than the 2 to 3. So if we keep setting it back down to 0, we're going to get that point again in a single turn and get this upgrading. And soon we'll have the space for actual recruitment buildings. We'll be able to make real units, which
That'd be
I think
nice.
is pretty sick.
Greetings, stranger.
Greetings. How would you like to do all of this stuff? Let's make friends, Philip Billings, and then yeah, you can pay me a little bit of money.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, interesting. There's an ogre camp down here, so we can maybe get a hold of some ogre units ourselves. Also, this gives us vision. Remember, anybody that we have trade with, we have vision of all their territory.
Okay.
So this gives us potentially position about the information about the position of Lizardman units, although it did not turn out to be the case.
Master of the meteor winds.
Does make me a little nervous walking up. I miss that we can actually travel through this pass,
Okay.
but I think we probably won't. I'm gonna creep up the side here. Forgive me if it seems like cowardice. I'm just like I'm very worried about getting caught out of position. Groundbreaker Targog Whale Beater is not actually at war with Hexoatl, but he is raiding their territory and stealing their shit. So here's Lord Mazdamundi. This is their legendary lord, the big boss. He is a oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the thing. He's a big frog. This race has a name. Lords. No, not Mazdamundi specifically. Slan. They're Slan is what they're called. A big frog wizard. Slan. So you see here, 41 melee attack, 32 defense. He's not really all that tough, but he's like a wizard, you know, and he is a very powerful wizard. He's got a Saurus Scar veteran with him, which is pretty scary. He's got a bunch of units of like these are the kind of like normative tier 2 infantry. This is like the root of their army is these Saurus units, which you can see have a fair amount of armor, not so much attack, lots of defense, pretty high weapon strength for units of this type, for units of this tier. They also have these skinks. They have a sort of a goblin orc kind of thing going on with these. So these skinks are they're effectively their goblins. And they just have, a ton of Sauruses. Each unit of Saurus warriors is 100 bodies with a total 10,000 HP. And all this leadership and all this armor. He's also got a Bastillodon with a revivification crystal mounted on it. So this is an actual dinosaur with a magic crystal that heals and revives its allies.
So
Croxagores, which are large, they're like halfway between Lizardman and dinosaur. It's just going to be like a lot of what we expect to fight with these guys is it's going to be a lot of effectively heavy infantry and monster type units. Dinosaurs.
So if you're worried about how formidable they are,
Yeah.
what? Because you have another army that's doing things. I know it's doing things, but it could have just come over to where you are, and yet you'd have two armies.
I mean, first of all, it's doing things. Secondly,
Yeah.
just come over to where you are. I'm on the other side of the fucking planet. There's a world between us. Even to get access, to the ocean. The ocean's down here.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And then we have to find our way around the whole Sea of Dread in order to access the sea lanes on the other side. Or we could come down like partway down the river and then tunnel east here. But obviously, this shit is owned by people who don't care for us. So.
And would it make sense to temporarily raise like another army where you're at? It just costs
Yeah.
too much money. and too much
Well,
time.
it's the part of the problem is like all of our troops are garbage. What we need is to gain access to better units more than anything else.
And you are working on that.
And we're working on it. We're opening up as many build slots as we can as quickly as we can. But until then, fighting like a big stack of heavy infantry is going to be very challenging. Khufu, I'm gonna give you bonus cargo capacity to go with your bonus cargo value.
Surely a gift from the dragons.
And then what are we going to do? How are we going to end Yuan Bo's movement? Because he has about half of his movement left.
Keeper of whooshing.
Can I
Pretty sure I'm going to end up eating you.
can I get you to join me in this war? What if you fought Hexoatl? Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, he hates that idea. Minus 52. He hates that idea. Raiding the Lizardmen is one thing. Going to war with them. Okay. Well,
My little birds tell me such stories of my siblings.
I'm
So
gonna
is this a thing where
try
you
to
come back
be.
later?
I'm gonna try to be careful and quiet here while observing them. Boy, none of this like woodsy stuff is actually giving us any better ambush chance.
Executioner
Well, he can just barely reach us in march mode.
shrinks by the day.
I'll back up a step, but yeah, we're safe here. If he does attack us, we can fall back and we're safe.
Okay.
We're trying to keep an eye on what's going on. If his army leaves Hexoatl, we might try something. Because remember, Hexoatl is all we need control of. If we could get control of that and then like convince him he's losing the war and get him to talk peace, that would be good enough for us. We just need control of the settlement. We do not have to eliminate him, and it is not like we are not looking to grab as much crappy jungle territory as possible. We just need that particular settlement because that's where the ley lines go. Oh, he sees us. He doesn't see us. But now he sees us. Your army was spotted by the enemy before it could spring its ambush. You have an opportunity to intercept and engage them. So he's got the sources. He's got a couple units of skinks, which are not very impressive. But overall, I do think they're right on. I think we lose this battle, and if anything, I think we're getting a kind treatment here, because I think it's going to be an ugly loss. So we are going to decline.
Our options.
He's really big.
He's really big.
What a big guy.
Slan are ridiculously huge. Okay, and there's another full stack of them. Okay, good to know. Good to know. We're gonna have to come up with a plan here. Sounds like some real figuring it out next time type stuff.
Yeah.
So that Dark Elf army, yeah, I was gonna say they walked somewhere over here and then went into ambush mode. It looks like Marcus Wolfheart just pierced their stealth, so they might get attacked by Bordello. I'm not sure. I'm still not really sure what all is going on over here. Nope, Bordello has chosen to just pass their turn. What do you guys? You guys are so weird. But yeah, like for sure this would be easier with more armies, but it would also be easier with an army that had like any real units in it. What we may do here is just fall back all the way to the Isle of the Crimson Skull, since that's where our recruitment buildings are going to be.
Okay.
Okay, Caravan encounter. The shortcut. Your guides know of a route less traveled that is safer and quicker, but such precious information will not be cheap to obtain. A small share of the caravan's profits will no doubt ease their tongues. So, we could pay 500 money to have the caravan jump an extra node this turn. We don't get to see exactly where we are, and I can't even open up the caravan interface. 500 is certainly not a lot compared to speeding up the payout. I think agree to the deal seems reasonable, unless it turns into a trap. My ambush was foiled. We got our Chelonian stance. That's cool. That's fun. That's helpful. We've been issued a mission. Within 6 turns, raise or sack Hexoatl. So we'll get 2,400 if this is a permanent mission. We get 2,400 if we do it, but we get 1,200 more if we do it within 6 turns. We will fucking see. So yeah, we do have the option of just running a pretty serious distance, and I think that's probably what we're likely to do. But it's definitely a next time problem. For right now, this, horrifying as it is where we must leave things.
Okay.
They got aggressive with us. We declared war on them, and they got aggressive with us, which is not how most factions have treated us, strangely enough. That's going to be it for us for today, though. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're going to have to start dealing with these lizards, and I think it's going to... I think our life is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But if you stick with us, perhaps together we will make it to that better place. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.